Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be covering expressions. Now, expressions are different from equations. Here are the main differences. An expression is anything that is separated by a plus or a minus, as long as it does not include an equal sign. For example, a mathematical expression here would be 2 plus 7 minus 3, or 46 over 23 plus 9 times 3. It can even be something involving a variable, like 3 plus x minus 6. All these are expressions once again because they involve operations such as addition, multiplication, division, and subtraction, but they do not include an equal sign. Now, what would an equation look like on the other hand? An equation would involve an equal sign, such that in a way where we can solve for the variable. For example, a plus 2 is equal to 3 is an equation. 46x over 23 plus 9 equals 7 is an equation. In these situations, we can solve for x through a variety of algebraic processes or operations. Now, from now on, we're going to stay away from using x and into the multiplication symbol here. We want to differentiate between them. So while we meant 9 times 3 in this expression, we actually meant x as a variable in this one. So from now on, we want to avoid using the multiplication symbol and instead use either times or a blank space between them. So we want to indicate a product by simply putting two expressions in parentheses or brackets next to one another. For example, let's say I wanted to multiply 4 plus 6 times 6 minus 3. Now, rather than including that multiplication symbol, we're going to erase it and just involve it as a blank space between them. So as long as I have it between them here, this actually means multiplication. On the other hand, I could just mean to multiply by using what's called a dot operator. So 4 times 6 minus 19, for example. This dot operator also means multiplication. Next definition, we want to go over a coefficient of a variable. So when a constant is multiplied by a variable, we say that the constant is the coefficient of the variable. So let's set up an example where we combine some of these definitions together. Let's say I have 6a minus 3 is equal to 17. Let's define a few of these, shall we? Starting off with the 6 here, the 6 is a coefficient. The a, on the other hand, is a variable, since by its very definition, it can vary, it can have several different answers. We don't know what the answer would be, and we're not sure of it yet. 6a minus 3 on its own would be an expression. And overall, 6a minus 3 equals 17 is called an equation. Now, let's go ahead and try out a question together. Let's say I will have a variety of blanks, and I'm asked to solve for them once I plug in the value. This is an exercise that teaches us how to substitute numbers where we see blank spaces. So in this example, we're told that in each of the following, we want to place the number 4 in the blanks and evaluate the resulting expression. So even though the expression doesn't have an equal sign, we're going to provide that equal sign since we're going to solve for it. Starting off with part A here, I see blank plus 3, and I'm expected to plug in or place or substitute 4 in the blank and evaluate the expression. So that gives me 4 plus 3, which is simple arithmetic from there. 4 plus 3 is equal to 7. Moving on to part B, I see here 2, and that dot is a multiplication. Since we were talking about it earlier, it's called a dot operator, which is the same as multiplication. So 2 times 4, which is equal to 8. Then I have part C. I see here now brackets involved, so I want to make sure to do it carefully. So a bracket, and then blank plus 12. In this case, that would be 4 plus 12, divided by blank, so divided by 4, and then I close my bracket. According to order of operation, I want to work on what's inside the brackets first, or the numerator and denominator separately. The denominator is simple already. It's just the number 4. Now I can just move on to the numerator. 4 plus 12 here is equal to 16. So I have 16 over 4. And I can drop the brackets here, since historically we can always get rid of the brackets as long as the coefficient here is a 1, which it is, since it's the default setting, and the exponent here is also a 1. So I have no problems taking away these brackets. Now I'm at the stage where I have 16 over 4, or 16 divided by 4, which is equal to 4. Finally, I have part D. Part D is 3 bracket blank squared, in which case I'm going to substitute the 4 here. So it's 3 bracket 4 squared. Again, back to those order of operations we were talking about. Bedmass are our order of operations, with the B representing brackets, the E representing exponents, D represents division and multiplication. They go hand in hand. Then I have addition and subtraction. So I want to solve what's in the bracket first, which is just a 4, no problems there. Then the exponent is next. So I want to solve for 4 squared in the order of operations before I deal with the 3. So in the next step, I have here 3 times 4 squared is 16. Now I can solve for 3 times 16, which is equal to 48.